That hill, centre of the frame, is a little hill which is very well known and can be seen from many miles away around this area. And it's less than 4 miles away from where I live and where I am now. But the dog has never yet been there. She's nearly 2.5 years old. Well, she is 2.5 years old. So hopefully tomorrow morning we're going to fix that. But the reason she hasn't been there is because, although it might only be less than 4 miles away from here, that's in a straight line, and you can't get there in a straight line. You're going to upset all them farmers between here and there. So you've actually got to travel a bit further distance. Right, well, it's about 4:45 and our expedition to Rosberry Topping begins. The weather has taken a dramatic change since yesterday. We've got now a light, very light drizzle, and that's probably good for walking in, although it won't be so good for the view when we get there. Now, the route we're taking, because we can't go in a straight line, is about 10 miles there and back. So it's mostly flat except for the last section. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll tell you a bit more about the equipment I've got with me when we get up here. I can let the dog off. Right, well, we're at a short section where the dog's off the lead now, because we're going to be travelling on farmland, so the dog's going to have to be on the lead for a lot of it. Now, I've got a rucksack on. I don't know whether you can't see it, can you? Can you? I don't know. But I've got a rucksack on that I don't usually use for walking, and the reason I don't use it is because it hasn't got a waist strap. So I don't have a great deal of stuff in it, but I am noticing already that I haven't got a waist strap. There's a few things that I consider a rucksack needs, and one of them is a waist strap to take some of the weight on your hips and not put it all on your shoulders. It makes a big difference. Other things are external pockets, carry handle to lift the rucksack up by when it's not on your back, and a chest strap as well to keep them. I mean, luckily this one has got a chest strap. I don't know whether you can see it with all the darkness and bits and pieces I've got. So that's a hindrance, but there is some equipment that I need to take with me. My breakfast, for example, and plenty of water, because although it is drizzling, and all I have under here is a vest, but I've got a fibre pile in my bag so I can put that on when I stop. I've got some biscuits for the dog, because we don't know how long we're going to be out. I've got some navigation equipment, because I've never been this route before. We're on farmers' land. Farmers, well, one day they want to be your best friend, and the other day, you know, they're under a lot of pressure, farmers, a lot of pressure. So sometimes they can be a bit grumpy, so I need to know where I am, that I'm on a public footpath going through their land. So once we get to the area I've never been to before, we'll start checking on the map where we are. So We'll be coming to a busy road, but it's not busy because I can't hear any traffic in a moment. So I'll be putting the dog back on the lead, and then after that we'll be on farmland. So I'll bring you back probably when we have to cross the railway line. Right, have you seen the dog? There's the dog. Right, it is used, this line, very frequently. So we've got to be careful. If you hear them tracks singing, get off them immediately. You shouldn't be on the railway line anyway. We've just got to cross it on designated crossing spots a few times. Right, I'm going to have to put you on my belt so you're not pulling my hands all the time. I can hold the camera a bit steady. Yeah, that's where we're going. Into the mist. And we've got to cross the railway lines over there. Over there. So we're not going in a straight line. We've got to cross that railway line again. Oh, there's a train. There's a train coming. Hear that noise? I told you this line was well used. Now we don't know which way. Oh, it must be coming from our left. You can hear it now. You do get steam trains on this line occasionally. There we go, that's not a steam train obviously. So we just came across that crossing. I think I saw one person on that train. It is 5 o'clock in the morning. So we'll be crossing that line at least one more time. Right, that's enough excitement. Let's head down, crack on, and I'll bring you back at the next crossing where we're going to have to start actually navigating. The next crossing point is further down this path. Take the dog off my belt here. Don't know whether she can get under that. Can you get under there? Hang on. Alright, stay there. Good dog. Stay there. Stay there. So I've never been down here before. So it all becomes a mystery now. But we are on the public footpath up until the point we cross the lines again, and then I have to check. But it's getting closer, look, it's getting closer. There it is. You can even see the top of it. It obviously doesn't get a lot of use, this path. Looks as though there's animals in that far field. There could be. I see some brown and some white. She's alright with animals. But sometimes, particularly cows with calves, you have to really be aware, because cows with calves will be very protective and a bit defensive. Right, can you get up? Up, up, up. I think you can get up. Can you get up? No, I'm going to have to carry her over. Right, just hang on a second, I'm going to have to lift her up. Alright, stay there. Stay there. So we are on the footpath. Oh, this is a bit dodgy, this. Right, so this is the footpath. Hey! Oh, it is, it's a horse. There's a horse over there. It's looking at us now. fact, it's coming over. Oh, it's running over. At the gallop. Probably doesn't get a lot of company. Now horses, particularly small ones, they can nip you. And they can kick you as well. So, till we know what the horse is like, no, Jess, no. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Jess, no. Heel. No. 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 Starting to nip me and it's turning. You got to be careful of them back legs. Them back legs can cause you a lot of problem. We've got to come back this way as well. Right, I'm going to have to put the camera away because this horse is nipping. Right, so I'm hoping this is the final crossing of the line. That's it. Right, so can't hear any trains. Get swiftly across. Now then, can the dog get up here? Come on up here. Up. That's it. Good dog. That's a good dog. Good dog. Now then, this is where it gets tricky. Because I believe the path goes down there. Through that field. But we must check. Because we are on farmers' land. And we don't want to be wandering aimlessly through his fields. Come here, Jess. So, take the rucksack off. After all that, we weren't recording. But that's the Ordnance Survey map we're using. North York Moors, western area, showing part of the National Park, OL 26, and it shows you the area it covers on the back there. This is the compass for if the fog comes down and we get, but it's got a sighting mirror on it, so you can actually see the compass and look through that gap. That you can see the light through. It's a good compass, and it closes up. Got it on a lanyard. There's another thing I should mention as well, if you are using your compass, is the magnetic declination, they like to call it, or variation. But you should know that, and that is how much off true your compass is pointing. So your compass lines itself up with the magnetic field lines of the earth, but that is not necessarily the same direction as the grid on your map, so you have to find out the difference. Now the difference in this area at this moment is 22 minutes west. Okay, well, we followed the sheep track. In fact, there is no sheep track here, is there? No path, but ahead of us on the post there is the yellow arrow sign, which indicates that we are in fact on the path. We're on the public footpath, but I don't think there's many public use this footpath. So that's where we've come from. Back there. I'd say we're about halfway there to the base. It's about, we've only been at it about 45 minutes or so. We've only been out 45 minutes. We're halfway there, right, so that's alright. Get the dog over here. Carry on. Well, I'm at the other side of the field, which we've walked across. See where we've come. Maybe. We've got a nice little gate here. stay there with a nice little bridge. Shut the gate. If a gate is open, you're supposed to leave it open. If it's shut, you are supposed to shut it. However, sometimes somebody before you has left the gate open. This gate was open. Well, it was closed, but it wasn't latched. So sometimes you can get into trouble either way. It won't latch. That's been bent down. That's had a lot of force on it to bend that down. Okay, so the footpath takes us up along this fence line, and then about here it cuts diagonally across to that row of trees going up towards the farm. But the dog's lead tangled there. Right, we're going to get a bit of... Cows are very inquisitive, and they're also very heavy. So, and the dog doesn't help. And the dog doesn't like the cows. The dog does not like the cows. And they're coming over. So, what we might do, it's a long way back. I might get over this fence and go the other side of the fence. I better do that before, because they're getting very close. Okay, so I think the farmers are trying to put us off, and the dog's now frightened of the cattle, which I didn't want to happen. But you can see that cows are very inquisitive, and with a dog this route is not a good idea. So we're going to have to find an alternative route, which is a bit of a carry-on.